выходим в прямой эфир. Is there a life after divorce? What are the main reasons Ukrainian women that come to a matchmaker divorce, and how they survive this disaster? Understanding Ukrainian women by listening what they say about different life matters is what Natalie's live chat about. My name is Natalie Koval. I'm an international matchmaker with hundreds of happily married couples between Ukrainian women and foreign men. And I manifest love. I support long-term relationship. I support long-distance relationship. I help people create long-distance relationship. And the couples we create live all over the world. By listening to our live chats, you hear personally what are they like, these wonderful, amazing, beautiful, unbelievably great Ukrainian women that I represent. I love people. I love women and men I help. And I do my absolute best to promote traditional family values and support everybody who is trying and moving towards creating an international family. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, guests. Welcome, our audience. We are starting our next stream, and this time we're talking about divorce. The ladies that are here, these are their real names. And if you're interested to know who is hiding behind the beautiful avatars, who are the beautiful faces behind the beautiful avatars, please write me a message on my WhatsApp, +38 067 232 0803. I'm trying to and ask to send you links of their profiles, and you will know who was talking to you today on this live chat. So, talking about divorce. Divorce is one of the most stressful life challenges. On the scale of 100, it scores 100. It equals to a death of a very close relative. And people really suffer when they stop relationships. And in Ukraine, we have 57% divorce rate. It's awful. In America, people get 47% divorce rate. In Canada, 38%. In Europe, generally, there are 50% people divorcing. And in the Matchmaking Boutique by Natalie Koval, we also have divorces, but only 20%. I should say that arranged marriages in India have 20% divorce rate, and the same is with a matchmaker. So it works. International marriages work because people are taking it consciously. People are entering this relationship consciously, and they relocate when it really makes sense. So in modern days, we are actually living in the cyclical monogamous system. It means that we start a relationship goes, and it may end, but life does not end. It continues, but then with a different partner. We suffer, we recover, we put ourselves together, and we start a new life. And each new partner means a new life. That's what psychologists say. Each couple has its own reason for happy life, and each couple divorces for their own reasons. And we're going to talk about these reasons. I invited the ladies who have been happily married. All of them love their husbands, but their marriages terminated with a divorce. And you can't see their faces, fortunately or not fortunately, but you will know their personalities by listening to them. And you will also have a quick look at the personalities of all Ukrainian women that we represent here in this live chat. And I remind you, if you wish to know who they really are, let me know, write me on my WhatsApp, and we will share I will share with you their profile numbers and links to their profiles on my website. So let's involve the ladies. Enough listening to me. Ladies, please share your brief family stories. Tell us how it was and what was the main reason for divorce. Um, Angelo, you are A, so you start.
Good evening, everyone. Um, my story, I will tell it now. I studied with my ex-husband in the same university. There we met and fell in love, of course, with each other. He was from good family, positive and reliable man, young man. After completing our studies, we got married. Our son was born, so it was happy time. Firstly, happy years. I had and have active lifestyle and lots of hobbies. Music, cultural life, theaters, discovering new culture in different countries. And for some reason, ex-husband began to develop much more slowly, and he was not interested in to do something new in this life. And I tried to motivate him, however, it didn't help. I became disappointed day by day because I got interesting job but he um was on lower position, let's say, and with less ambitions. And I started disappointed. And after 8 years, we decided to divorce because we hadn't common topic for to communicate during dinner time, to spend weekend and speak about future because it was very big, huge difference, let's say. And so divorce happened. Now I'm grateful to him for a wonderful son and those periods that I studied that men should be stronger than women.
Okay, thank you, Angela. As I understand, you grew out of loving each other and you lost connection. Is this correct? Is this your reason?
Yes, we lost common senses of life, common goals.
Mm-hmm. Lost connection. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for your story. I appreciate it. Now let's go to the next lady, Delia.
Yes, hello everybody. I will share my personal story. Well, it's quite trivial. There's nothing special about it. The main reason I got divorced was that my husband cheated on me. Well, actually, it wasn't even the main reason. The main reason will come with the second question, I guess. The thing is that he wanted us to have a baby, so I gave birth to a beautiful daughter. And once the baby was born, he wasn't interested in the baby anymore. He got lost interest in me as well. And as I'm somebody who's quite logic, I try to understand what was I doing wrong, what was going wrong with this marriage, because I was ready to go on, try to understand the reason why. But he didn't want to listen, he didn't want to communicate, and he just left. So this is quite trivial, this is not interesting, and this was very hurtful. I'm telling you that I'm quite resilient, but that day my whole life was just ended in like few hours. It was terrible, but life, as Natalie said, life goes on. So here
Right.
I am. And I just wanted to add that when I was young, I knew nothing about a relationship. I haven't got a clue how to build up a healthy relationship. So that is why once I was came to myself, came to my feelings again, I've decided to date men again. And when I wasn't coming to some happy ending, I decided to come to a specialist who is Natalie. So I'm very happy that I have Natalie, because I think that with her help, I'll be able to find the man who will be happy with me, and with whom I'll be happy.
Thank you. Well, I would like to. Can I say that Delia was actually married to a very successful guy, very attractive man. He they had everything and more. Is this right, Delia?
Yes, he was a very successful basketball player, professional basketball player. So, in sense of money, we've got everything, because he was very rich and successful player. So, and I'm saying that money wasn't an issue during the divorce at all.
Okay. Thank you, Delia. Thank you for sharing your story too. Let's go on. Let's hear more stories. So, the second reason for divorce we are going to talk about is infidelity. Infidelity of a man, and how a woman could tolerate it. Natalie, can you tell us your story, please?
Good evening, everybody. My story is probably
Hello, hello.
not typical, because I was married to a foreigner. I was married to a Frenchman, and it was a beautiful love story in the beginning. We didn't use the services of a matchmaker. We met accidentally during the vacation. And then with the time, I realized that we have huge differences, not just cultural differences, but personal differences. Evidently, it was my mistake as well as his mistake, because it ended up dramatically for both of us. And I would say that one of the main mistakes is that I underestimated the importance of social level.
Tell us more about it, Natalia, please. Who was making more money in this marriage?
Well, I was making more money before this marriage, and since I moved to a foreign country, I was not working there. In the beginning, I was running my own business instantly, and it was it was a very good income. But for my ex-husband, it was not a real job. He didn't realize that I'm bringing in the family the same amount, not visiting the office like him. So for me, it wasn't that important, and it's my mistake, because when you get married, at a certain age, when you are mature enough, because I was 30 at that moment, you have your habits, you have your, I don't know, lifestyle, the one you are used to, and you cannot really go down. You subconsciously expect the same level of living, or maybe the higher level of living, which is normal. But for me, it was very difficult to go down. And I realized that it's not the question that my ex-husband didn't could not earn more or could not make a better career. He was not ambitious. He didn't have the need to do extra, to have extra. And that was one of the major differences between me and him.
Thank you, Natalie. But you said there was one more serious reason why actually it ended.
Well, the actual reason for split up was yes, there is a serious reason. The medical reason from his side, he was not able to have children.
Yeah.
And the reason for me was not the fact that he's not able to do it, but he didn't want to consider it as a serious problem in the family. Our serious conversation ended up with simple words: I don't care, I'm fine without kids. This is not the priority for him. And for me, the family is based on children. I couldn't imagine my family without children, and it was the main value for me. And he neglected this value. He didn't make any efforts to resolve the problem, and that was the final point that made this relationship impossible.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you very much. Ladies, I understand how difficult it is for you to talk about it because, as I said, divorce scores 100 out of the 100 scale stress scale. And thank you very much for sharing your personal experience. Let's go through two more stories, and we have some questions from our gentlemen, and we will move to those questions real fast. Mila, can you share your story with us? Mila, can you hear us? Okay. Let's talk to Vlada then while Mila is. Mila, can you hear us?
It's Vlada. Good evening.
Okay, Vlada, let's go. Yep.
Nice to meet you all. It's so interesting, really. I was a radio journalist before, so I just feel like a part of fame again. Talking about divorce. Yeah. I was speaking on air. Yes. And saying about my divorce, it still hurts, Natalie. You're right completely, because I was married for 11 years, and I still cannot believe that I was so patient to be 11 years in my marriage, because it was very a good beginning, as the girls said, the same very happy couple. We were in the same creative industry, same age, same level of development, same interests, same values, same movies to watch, same literature to discuss, very intellectual family. And were dating we worked together, and then we were dating like for 2 weeks, I think, and got married, and we got a baby immediately. So in the beginning, it was such a wonderful, even miracle story that no one maybe can believe it, that it was so happy. And then something happened that when I was pregnant, expecting the baby, before 1 month before the giving birth to the baby, he was fired and lost the job. And for me, it was quite okay, because we were a good family, and I just came to work again when my baby was 2 months. And I started to work, and since that day, I'm still working. I never stopped any single day. And my husband was looking for a job, losing the job, finding the job, losing the job, was kicked off many times. And sometimes he didn't work for 2-3 years. Even I remember one time he didn't work for maybe 5 years. So he was just looking, and I always supported him, because I thought it's my husband and I need to help him. He was a good guy. I still think he's a very good guy. And he liked my daughter, and he helped with the daughter. So he was still very helpful, and I was just trying to bring money to this family and to solve all problems, and I did. And at the same time, relationship were absolutely killed, because he didn't have money, he didn't want to spend, he didn't want to spend my money. We didn't go to trips, to vacations, to restaurants. We just stopped communicating. And finally, we got both so depressed and I realized that I cannot live this life anymore. And I started the process of divorce. It's maybe already after 10 years of this life. And then we divorced. And of course, like in a miracle story and fairy tale, he found the job immediately, really. And he just lives his life now. And if to sum up, when I'm thinking about myself, what I did wrong, I think first of all, it was too rapid relationship in the beginning. I didn't know him. I was very much in love, like chemistry, and I took quick decision about marriage. And the second thing, I didn't realize that I was too patient, and I didn't tell him just absolutely actively that I cannot do it anymore, and he needs to work now. So I never was very precise on it, very strong, and very maybe demanding. And now I understand these mistakes. Yeah, my story.
Thank you, Vlada. Thank you. So the man wasn't making money when he was married, and he couldn't provide for the family, but he was also not taking it well, and he was not making any effort to change it. Is this correct? Reason.
Oh, he was trying. He was trying. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but he did not succeed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Vlada. I really appreciate your story and sharing it with us. And are you communicating now at all? Is he giving any financial support to his daughter? Is he participating in his daughter's life? Since he's
No,
got a job now.
I'm still doing it alone myself. I'm just still doing the same man's job in the family, and we do not communicate. No.
Let's see. Sad. Sad. Okay, Mila,
Yeah.
now it's your story. Welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Thank you very much for letting me to tell my brief family story. I have been married about 10 years. It was a big love, fairy story. And to be honest, my husband was a great person, but unfortunately he drank a lot. I don't mean drink by occasion. It was alcohol every day. And he had a very stressful job. As he was a businessman, so he decided to fix. Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I had a lot of patience, brought him to clinics to stop his alcohol addiction, but it didn't work properly. And I tried supported him, but one day I took a difficult decision to quit. Because our son saw this situation and it has negative influence on our son, and I didn't want our son to see this. So my friends and family helped me to survive after divorce, and it wasn't easy time, but I worked a lot and traveled. And now I started looking at man again and fully ready to meet my soulmate and build a happy family full of love and passion and tenderness and mutual understanding. That's all.
Thank you, Mila. And again, we have a story when a man was seriously successful. He has serious good income. He was a good provider, but alcohol killed this relationship. Is this right, Mila?
Yes, you are right. Yes.
It was useless to do anything because he wouldn't go for well, he wouldn't succeed in any treatments that the family was investing in, correct?
Yes, it's just it's just not only one person decision. It's important. He realized his problem. I loved him.
Mhm.
He was nice person. We had nice family, but alcohol every day made your life very difficult.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's one of the reasons, one of the main reasons, actually. That's reason number one in Ukraine why women file for divorce when man drinks badly, and he does not acknowledge it as a problem. But when man is successful, the fastest and the easiest way to get stress off your system is drinking, because this is a quick remedy. Men don't realize it. Psychologically, a new economical situation, new economical growth of Ukraine is very hard on our men, and they don't handle it well with the tools that they have. The main tool they know is alcohol. It works, but it ruins their families completely. It changes their businesses. It kills lots of people. Well, actually, the death rate between men is 2.5 times higher than women. And thank you, Mila, for your story. We have questions from gentlemen that are. Please, Mila, switch off your microphone. It's a little bit noisy.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
And I would like to read comments that we received from the gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen, for participating with us. We have 10 wonderful men here. There will be many more men watching this stream afterwards. And I would like to read the comments. Well, first I will read the comments, and then we have 3 questions that I would like to discuss before we move forward. Um, and One gentleman said that many marriages end in divorce when you rush in and don't spend enough time dating and getting to know each other. That's true. Well, I am the only person who is making comments here. That's true. But it also depends on people, because some people know each other for a couple of days and they are happily married ever after. It's about the personal growth and ability of a person to transform and be up to date with the changes of your partner and the changes of reality around you. Well, new children coming, with new financial challenges coming, and all of it. So it's not about only the time that how much you know each other, but definitely it takes time to learn more about each other before you really tie the knot. Edward says that he made a comment about Vlada's story, and he says that in America we call them deadbeat dads who do not participate in the lives of their children. And another gentleman comments that another but Mila's words, that's horrible on his daughter, who doesn't have any connection to her father, but I'm sure she does. Vlada does a great job. So thank you, gentlemen. Peter Lee says that Ukrainian ladies love Italy and French men. They are romantic, real. Life is not like that. Well, yes, Peter, this is your point of view. We take it. Alcohol kills every type of relationship. It makes me glad I never drink or been drunk ever, and I never will. I hate all alcohol. Well, good choice. Thank you. And someone is saying, well, having been in some very high stress working environments, I find green tea works better than alcohol. Wow. Ladies, green tea works better than alcohol. Thank you, someone. Harry is saying thank you to the ladies for their stories. Every story is, of course, unique. However, I would be refreshing to know if you have any ladies who take responsibility for their divorce. Yes, we are going to talk about it. And ladies were telling about it. Delia was saying that she's taking responsibility because she was participating in counseling and she was trying to find the reason. And Vlada was working on that. And actually, women slightly mentioned their responsibility, but let's go to the questions. So the first question a gentleman asks was, how much time did it take you, ladies? And let's just answer briefly because we have more to cover. So how much time did it take you to come back to your normal self after the divorce, Angela?
Okay, after I noticed that maybe after 2 years, I let the situation go, and I had a lot of career good opportunities, and that's why it helped me to recover faster. And I needed to care about my son, and it was positive emotion. And after 2 years, I felt grateful for ex-husband, and I was started to looking for extraordinary man who likes what he does in life, and looking for real love. So I believe that one day I will meet him, and it should be successful 100%.
Thank you. On the same note, what is your responsibility for your divorce?
Of course, I believe that maybe 50% it's my responsibility and 50% ex-husband, because people create happy family together. And I thought a lot what should have I did more in different way, let's say, to prevent this situation. So I made a conclusion, and now I have enough wisdom to build something new.
Can you share some of your thoughts with us, or it's very private?
I like to share, and maybe my conclusion will be useful. And I noticed that it needs to use soft way in communication. Avoid some pressure and aggressive connotation, and even if situation not easy, and men need a lot of compliment, and they want to feel their power, leadership, and it need to let them do it more. Not need to do something instead, man. Better um, to let them lead and make more decision, encourage them. So this is my list of that I have now.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, great. I mean, yes, these are great conclusions. Thank you. Thank you, Angela. Delia, how much time did it take you to come back to yourself after the divorce?
Well, I would say like 1.5 year, about 2 years. But after 2 years, my ex-husband, he wanted to come back to the family, because once he left me and my daughter, he didn't want to deal neither with me nor with my daughter. And it was very sad. I was so stressed about it, maybe even more than he cheated on me, because I came from a family with strong family values. My parents, they're still married, over 50 years, they're in marriage. Of course, they've had ups and downs, but they're still together. So I worked really hard to make him build a connection with his daughter. And I'm so happy right now that he's in a good relationship with his daughter. And I think it's very important to have a connection with your father. So after that, he wanted to come back, and maybe, we tried to build another life on these ruins of our old marriage. And it took me like 1.5 years. In total, it was like 4 years. Then I understood that this guy is not for me, although I worked really hard to save that marriage. And God is my witness. I wanted to give him, not that I wanted, I gave him another chance, to make it up. But it didn't work because, you know, I guess we were just like, and in Angela's stories, I just moved on too fast. I started working on myself. I went visiting some webinars, seminars, you know, like how to improve yourself and work on yourself. I visited lots of conferences and psychological meetings. But he didn't want to change anything. And when I came back to that man, and when that man came back to me, I realized that we will not be able to build anything. And it's not because I hate him. I really loved him, and I think I still do, but this is a different sort of love. I think it's more like brother and sister love right now. I do not hate him right now, but it doesn't mean that I'm able to build a life with him.
Thank you, Delia. Thank you very much. Guys are making comments, and I can't read this name, but hopefully, a guy forgives me. He says, "I hate hearing how these men cheat, but worse, that they don't want any part of their children's life. There are people in the world trying so hard to have kids." Yes, true. And Harry is saying that very brave of the ladies to bear their soul, so to speak. Divorce is hard, and often emotions can sometimes cause us to act in ways we perhaps wish we had not. Thank you, ladies, for your honesty. Thank you, Dila, for your story. Thank you for telling people how it actually works. Because when people are divorcing, they think that their pain is unique, that nobody suffered this much. But people have, and people have suffered great deal of trauma, and that helps us actually survive it, understanding that it is actually part of life. There is life after divorce, and after hearing these stories, we understand that there is life after divorce, and this is how it happens. Angela was recovering for 2 years. Dila, all in total 4 years, with giving her ex-husband a second chance. What about your story, Mila? How much time did it take you to come back to normal?
It took about 1 year, 1.5 years, I
Yeah.
think so. But my family supported me, and friends helped me, and I traveled a lot, and I just decided to see a world and make myself better. So, and I don't think that this is the fault of one partner. I agree with girls, and it's 50-50 works on family. So two partners should be interested in it. Yes. But now
And
everything is great, and I'm happy with my life. I just need my soulmate to be
yeah,
happy, fully happy.
thank you. Well, what do you think is your responsibility in this divorce? Um,
I think 50-50 as well. So now I
mhm.
realize my fault. Some
Can
some
you?
some think it was my, but it wasn't patient, or something with patient, because I have been waiting for it 10 years. I had enough patience.
Uh-huh.
But maybe I was too young, I think.
Inexperienced.
Yes. I didn't. Nobody drink in my family, and I hadn't experience with any alcohol. So I didn't realize how alcohol may create problems in your life. He drank before our wedding, but I didn't notice it. I didn't want to look more out, more inside. So it's my fault.
Mm.
Our it's uh, it's our fault together. So just
Well, thank you for saying that, because having experience with dealing with some sort of stress or some sort of situation helps us to react on it in a more normal way. And when we don't have that kind of experience, our stress becomes unbearable, and we really don't know how to handle it. Since in Mila's family nobody drank, and she didn't know what you actually should do, and so. Yeah, thank you, Mila. Well, people go to counselors in nowadays, yeah, and I'm sure Mila did, and she's saying she did, but the husband didn't recognize it's a problem, because in his family it was absolutely okay to drink. So that is the responsibility Mila is taking, not knowing how to deal with drinking issues. Natalie, how long did it take you to recover? Thank you, Mila, very much. Thank you, Natalie. How long did it take you to come back to your normal self and open up your eyes?
Well, I would like to comment that professional psychologists say that it takes you exactly the same amount of time to exit from the relationship that you have actually been in the relationship. And now I can say that probably this theory is working, because it took me more than 5 years to fully recover from what happened. It doesn't mean that I was depressed or stressed all 5 years, but to be honest with myself, yes, the first year was the most difficult. But then, you know, even you change so much after the divorce. You change your attitude to family, you change your attitude to new man in your life, that this influence, you keep it for a long, long time. And I can say that I fully recovered after many years, because I don't feel stressed, I don't feel anger, I don't have any negative emotions. I can think positively about positive moments in the past, and it doesn't touch my heart anymore. So I hope that people who've been through divorce, they will recover as soon as possible. But I'm afraid it's not so quick.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for saying what you've just said. And psychologically, people take 1 month for each year of relationship, as I have heard. But it's all personal. It's like on an average. And but some people are more vulnerable and it takes them more time. And definitely, divorce kills our self-esteem almost completely. And you need to build it up again and put yourself together. Thank you, Natalie, for sharing with us. Vlada, now, well, how about you? How much time did it take you to come back?
Uh, I'm listening to all these stories, and I agree completely with girls, because it cannot stop for 1 year even. I think it took me like more than 2 years. And I just remember one very good Chinese proverb that when you open the onion, with every layer you cry more. That means that talking about myself, when I started thinking deeply about divorce, about my marriage, about myself, about him, I started to understand myself better too, and himself better too. And I was really thinking a lot, and still thinking about it, and discovering new things about myself. So I cannot say after 3 years after divorce, I cannot say I'm totally recovered, not, but I feel maybe I became more thoughtful about marriage and better. And if to talk about responsibility, of course I feel responsible, and maybe I was too masculine in that marriage, too strong, too decisive, maybe too quick for decisions. And that's what I think now.
Well,
Yeah.
that's thank you. Thank you, Vlada. Thank you for saying that. In Ukraine, women are strong. Women are decisive. And well, I don't think only in Ukraine, but women nowadays wear the pants. Sometimes wear the pants in the family or wear the pants all together. And men can't handle that. It takes a really very assertive man to kind of coordinate it in his life. And I would say generally, emancipation has added to the divorce rate. But not only, well, emancipation made women more powerful and gave them more options in life. And at the same time, it made, that's my opinion, I think it made men weaker and more vulnerable and more dependent on many situations. Let's move forward and go to the next question man asked. But first of all, I would like to read the comments. Someone says that having been to Ukraine at least dozen times, and did some people watching, I was just amazed at how poorly the man treated the women. To some extent, it is true. There are wonderful men who treat their women perfectly, and you've heard that before. Our ladies had wonderful love stories and relationship, but then it became terrible. So it's not always like this, but men here have less etiquette in relationship. I agree. Men in Ukraine are still learning how to continue life after divorce. Because for him, if he divorces, he abandons the child. It's a cultural thing, and he starts a new life, and he may have another child, and his previous child has nothing to do with it, and he doesn't even remember it. And I hear these numerous cases when women are saying that, and it is sad. I am constantly talking about it when I have a chance on a platform of different TV shows that I go to. I emphasize this to Ukrainian: become stronger, start caring about your own children, and but still very few good stories, but they exist. After divorce, Harry says that after divorce, it is easy to fall into the trap of mistrusting the opposite sex. And depending on how acrimonious the divorce, bitterness can take over your life. Yes, yes. But people deal with it and they get over it. Muslims, Uma says that it seems Vlada still have a strong feeling to her ex. Do you think that might affect future relationship? Well, we'll talk to Vlada about it, and she will answer this question later. And Edward Solomon says you must show care actions, not words, and we can't but agree with it. But now there was one more question before we move to another question I have. Is there was a question here from a gentleman about what age difference each of you, my dear ladies, would accept in the new relationship. Now, you may say your real age now, and I would like you to mention to gentlemen what age difference of a possible partner you are considering now. Please, Angela.
Interesting question. Now I'm 32 years old, and maybe difference
42.
to 42 years, and maybe difference no more than 10 years can be appropriate to have common vision, to have common jokes and understanding of life.
Thank you. What about you, Julia? Thank you, Angela. About 10 years, okay?
I'm 43 years old right now.
Thank you.
But my ex-husband was actually 3 years younger than me, because all my life I've been looking younger my age than my actual age.
You still do.
Thank you.
You look 15 years younger, actually.
And well, I've been dating a guy who was like 20 years older than me. But I think with age, it's not even the quantity of years. It's the, as Angela said, it's your, common points, because there are men who can be, a man can be like 10, 20 years older than a woman, but he's still full of energy. He's still ready to go on. At least he's not there, lying on the sofa doing nothing, because we have a younger man who lack of energy, and for me, it's more about energy and not and willing and the will of living, yes, and not about actual age. If you
Zest to life, yes.
yes,
Yeah, so it's all about the man's zest to life. It's all about man's power and his energy rather than how old he is Bedilia's answers. Thank you, Zilichka. Thank you very much, my dear. Mila, what about you? What age difference do you consider?
I completely agree with Delia. I have the same meaning about difference in age, as I had an experience with a man who is elder, who was elder me 15 years, and we had a very nice love story. I like wise intelligence and intelligent and mature man who can who know what they want and are very stable in their life, financially, emotionally, and all aspects of their life. So I'm okay with my age man or elder man, or younger, not sure.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Natalie, how about you?
Well, I would say, as the girls mentioned, -3 + 10 is okay, generally speaking. But I also noticed that some of the younger guys pay attention to me. Guys who are 10, 15 years younger than me. And for me, it's not acceptable. Maybe I'm too old-fashioned, but I don't feel comfortable. And it's because I fully realize that while you're dating, it's very nice. It's a love story, and they can be romantic, and they can be loving, they can have a lot of energy, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to the family life, they expect different things. They probably want kids, or they probably want to concentrate on their career. They think differently in the family life. So if we're talking about a serious relationship, I would say that the age difference should not be more than 10 years.
Thank you. Thank you. But when you look great and the young man can't pass by, and the
looks like we all the girls who are present here, they don't look at their age. Oh yes, and I've forgotten to mention that I'm 42.
yes,
So
thank you, Natalie.
all the girls here, I'm sure, are very stylish and good looking and youngish.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. That's the ladies that I represent. Wonderful, beautiful, strong, and very
wise
fine.
already. Wise.
And already wise, yes. Vlada, what about you? What age difference do you accept and would prefer?
I don't believe in age. I believe in match. I believe that you need to find a match, not a right age. That's my theory. But if to be precise and rational, I really like to be with a man of my age. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you are?
Yeah, I'm 49.
Thank you. You absolutely also do not look your age.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Now, talking about the age difference, Waldorfschule Pedagogy says, and it's a very practical approach to life. Well, once I was studying it because my first university degree is linguistics and teaching, and I was studying Waldorfschule Pedagogy. So what they say is +7 years age difference between a man should be older. plus 7 years. Then the personalities coincide. People have the same values, the same goals, and they understand each other better because men take more time to mature. They are like good cheese that needs time. Women mature faster. We have other physical abilities or like inborn features that make us different, and we all know about that. And That's why if man is 7 years older, also it has to be equal to 7 years. So 7, 14, 21, or 27 plus 7. So with all these 7-year loops, there is a possibility, but the bigger the age difference, the less chances for a lasting relationship. Scientists say that huge age difference, the age difference over 10 years, adds um, high percentage of the divorce. They are saying about 80% of the couples that have more than 20 years age, or more than, let's say, 15 years age difference, end up splitting up their relationship. And I would like to mention to gentlemen that are saying, oh, I very often hear from men, oh, I don't look my age, I don't act my age, I don't feel myself my age. And usually they are saying, I don't feel myself in my years. But at the same, it's not only about your feeling inside, it is also how you look with the figure in your passport, how you dress, how you talk, how you care about people that are around you. It's all together. Uh, and To be honest, women always know your age. When we look at a man, we are able to kind of figure out. Men cannot always figure out the woman's age. Women know some secrets. But I don't want to be discriminating anyone. Please, guys, understand me right. I want to give unbiased opinions. Uh, and Let's talk more. We got some comments from gentlemen. I think eventually personality and connection will overcome age difference, and that is true. Harry agrees 100% with Vlada. It is the match, not the age, provided it is a social acceptable age difference, of course. But now social acceptable age difference becomes very big. Yeah, look at you have what is it? Come on. But age, as you grow older, the older will slow down. Not all younger partners can cope with this, and this is true. People have their physiology when they grow older, and they have another expectations and needs, and not all younger people. Actually, you can't understand it. It's like they say, it's a child cannot understand a parent because and it's easier for a parent to understand a child because parent has been a child, but a child hasn't been a parent yet. Maybe it's a very rough comparison with age difference, but let it be like this. It just comes to my mind. Someone agrees with Vlada. For me, it is more about match as well. For I've dated older and younger women and seen both good and bad across the board. Thank you guys for your questions and your comments. And thank you, ladies. Thank you very much for your honest, true, sincere answers. And I would like to continue with our stream and go on to the reasons for the divorce. We've already spoken about the reasons, and I would like to summarize that the Western resources, Western media says that the main reason for divorce is financial problems, money issues. In fact, some studies suggest that money problems in a marriage are the #1 cause of divorce. The financial and emotional toll of a divorce can debilitate individuals and devastate families. Famous American psychologist John Mordecai Gottman, who spent 40 years researching a divorce, and he wrote numerous books and keeping relationships strong, says that the #1 quality is contempt. People, men and women start with a contempt. They start despising each other. They feeling, I'm better than you. I don't respect you anymore. It is so distracting, in fact, that couples who are contemptuous of each other are more likely to suffer from infectious illness than couples who are not contemptuous of each other. The target of the contempt is made to feel despised and worthless. Treating each other with disrespect and mocking them with sarcasms are forms of contempt. So are hostile humor, name calling, mimicking, and or body language such as eye rolling and sneering. Uh, check. Um, John Gottman. If you are in the process of divorce, if you are thinking of divorcing, or if you are recovering from divorce, to my knowledge, his books are really, really great to handle this. Um, and Other reasons for divorce in the world are relationship boredom, infidelity, lack of commitment, neglecting intimate connection. And we've seen in the examples that ladies gave that is true. They added to the statistics. But in Ukraine, I was studying the matter before starting this stream today. The main reasons for divorce in Ukraine are male alcoholism is number one reason, household problems and unfair distribution of household chores is number two reason. And um, This is true because in Ukrainian family, all the household chores lay on the female shoulders. We cook, we clean the house, we iron the clothes, and we do all the stuff besides working. So both people work, and it's traditional, and it's a disaster. But nowadays, modern families try to handle it and try to split the responsibilities. But people who are older, they are really suffering from it, and they can't find the right balance, and many people divorce because of that. And then men start drinking because he doesn't want to do stuff, he's too lazy, or something else is wrong. There were two more questions that were asked before the stream, and I want to give the answers. In Ukraine, main reason of divorce is main alcoholism. That was the question. And also, who cheat more, men or women? And that is a tricky question. It took me a lot of time studying it, but the answer is both. But women forgive. And we can hear it with the Dila's example. Women forgive, and they give a second chance. Very few men would give a second chance when they catch their ex cheating. Another question was, who files for divorce more, women or men? And statistically, in Ukraine specifically, women file for divorce 4 times more than men. I also found an interesting stats about Ukrainian women and comparison between men and women, and then we will get the women talking. But I do want gentlemen who are listening to us understand more of the Ukrainian women that are coming to Matchmaker, and a possible Ukrainian wife that they are going to marry one day. So the proportion in out of all population of Ukraine, there are 46% men, 54% women. The death rate for each 1,000 people, 295 men die and only 114 women die. Yeah, 3 times more. Men live up to 66 years, women live up to 76 years. The university degree, and this is, I love it, 85% of all Ukrainian women have a university degree. 74% of Ukrainian men have a university degree. Technical workers, of course, men win. It's 89% men. And 63% women. Oh, hang on a second. technical workers are 63% women and 37% men. That is, sorry. And the bosses, 89%. That's the figure I confused. 89% of men. Well, 89% of the cases, man is the boss, and only 19% are women bosses. So there is a huge disbalance when it comes to becoming head of a company. That's about a man. Also, we have a disbalance in earning money. With men or earning 1.5 times more than women. And an average age when men marry in Ukraine is 26, 27, and women marry on an average 24, 25. But since this research was done, then the average age grew up to 30, 29, 30 for women, and 32, 33 for men. This is the statistics of 2019. 80% of women file for divorce, and only 20% of men file for divorce in Ukraine. And 65% of men get into car accident, and only 35% of women. Non-smokers are 83% of women and 38% of men. So men handle their stress not only with alcohol, but also with smoking. And online, adult online presence is 38% women and 33% men. So that's end of my talking. We move on for other questions. And the next question, first of all, we had some comments. Edward Solomon says that you need to be able to support a family comfortably, or you will suffer stress. Stress creates friction. Friction creates arguments. This will lead to divorce unless stress can be removed. The root cause. Thank you. Kenward Farland wishes us good night. And Edward Solomon says that the partners must find a way to remove each other's stress. Well, that's cool when they can do this. It's cool when people grow together, which makes them stronger and stay married. The next question we are coming to is actually, we've almost answered all the questions. The next question I would like to go to was asked by one of the gentlemen before the stream, and I think we will dedicate our next stream to this issue, but I would like women to talk about it. So the question is, what do you think of having a prenuptial agreement in your new marriage, if you marry again? Well, let's say not if, when you marry again, because you are with a matchmaker, and it's going to be happening, I believe. At least this is what I wish to all men and women that are coming to me. I wish them find their love, either by learning something here in the interaction of the people and find a partner or attract the right partner in your territory, or meeting it, nothing happens accidentally, meeting it on your own, but with healing yourself from previous stress and disaster, or ideally finding the right match within the circles of marriage by natural agency. But anyhow, that's absolute like prayer every day that I pronounce. Please God, help the men and women that come to me find each other and create happy relationship. So what do you think of having a prenuptial agreement, ladies? Angela.
If I right understood, this agreement is like a marriage contract, right? It's the same or different?
Marriage contract, yes. Prenuptial agreement is a contract that you sign when you get married.
I support this kind of activity very much because especially if marriage will happen between Ukrainian woman and foreigner. Ukrainian woman usually move to her husband's home, and she will leave her job her career, her decision, because she will need to do it again in new country from scratch very often, and very important. From other hand, men should understand what will happen in maybe in negative development of their marriage, and they should agree, let's say, from first step, what they will do in different cases that can happen in their life, and it makes the situation clear, transparent for everyone, and they will feel, in this case, they will feel more, and men and women more secure, and to feel understand, to feel the situation more predictable. And I think it's a good step, and it will show their qualities of negotiation from first step, because I know a lot of cases when people cannot negotiate, and even marriage will not happen at all because of this reason. So it's I support very much to do it in the
Okay.
future couple.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Angela. What about you, Delia? What do you think of a prenuptial agreement?
Well, I actually don't have a quite precise opinion on that, because for me, marriage is, well, relationship in many ways. I mean, friendship, or a relationship at work, or a relationship with the man you love or the woman you love. It's basically the trust and respect. For me, I mean, it's the two most important things that I'm looking for in a relationship, because what is trust? I've read once, there is this guy, Itzhak Adizis. He has a management university in the United States, and he mentioned in one of his books that trust is when another person is when you know that another person is taking into consideration your interests. So I would like my man always take into considerations what I want and what I need in life. So now, speaking of a prenuptial, I would like just to add that with my ex-husband, although he was a quite rich guy. Well, he is actually a quite rich guy. Uh, I've never filed for alimonies because, well, for me, it was a matter of trust. I said, I'm a intelligent woman. If you don't want to be involved in your daughter's life, well, it's like bad for you, you know. So, well, finally he's helping with his daughter, and as I've mentioned before, he has a very good relationship with his daughter right now. But I was getting that a lot from my friends. They were saying like, "Are you crazy? Go to the court and get the half of his money and blah blah blah." And I just didn't want it to do this because I knew that it would hurt him, you know. And I didn't want to hurt him in the first place. And in the second place, I knew that if I want to be rich, I don't want to be rich in that way. Well, because I would lose respect for myself. This is because I know I'm intelligent, I'm young, I'm full of energy, and I have brilliant ideas, and I can succeed in life without it. But as I think it was Natalia who mentioned that in my future marriage, I would still like, well, it's not about even the money, but it's about getting the life you used to. For me, money is just the means, you know, to get something that you used to. So, for instance, if I'm used to a certain level of life, I would like to maintain it. And if I get to the next better level of life, well, good for me and good for my husband. But I do not want to go like and lower my expectations. So this is quite important for me. And for the guy, I mean, I know that men, they work really hard to earn that money, and I do respect them for that. I know that for women, actually, by their nature, they're more resilient than men. They're more resistant to stress. And I know how difficult it is for men to lose their money. But if I know in a relationship that this man can show his interest, can show his trust, and that he respects me, well, I can sign that prenuptial agreement. It's not that big matter.
Thank you, Delia. I was clapping my hands when I was listening to you, because this is the totally opposite what is happening in the West. And I've been, fighting with the notorious MGTOW society community philosophy of man, let's say, when they are suffering from women that are sucking every possible drop of blood men have. And now, gentlemen, you have a chance to hear an alternative story, that when a woman just let the man go, and you want, yeah, please welcome. You don't want, it's your problem. But it takes a lot of personal growth and integrity to treat a man like this, to treat a father of your child like this. And I would also say this is the main difference between our societies, because we have more spirit. I would say in the Eastern Europe, we put spiritual and emotion. Well, not spiritual. The spirit we put before the money. In the West, people are put in such circumstances that money rules, and they have a very strict, very formatted structure, financial structure, responsibilities, demands. And it also devastates a lot of people's lives. It also creates a lot of anxiety that people can't handle. But people's faith and spirituality and the way they treat life situations differs. And when Western men are making and writing comments on some of our videos, on some of the comments I make, oh, it's all about the money, or she just wanted money. I see it as the Western society issue. Because in the Western society, it's all about, well, it's big deal about the money. And that's what people see every day, and that's how they judge others. And thank you, Delia, for showing your example, which is different. Vlada, what about you? Sorry.
Okay. Yes, I'm so sorry, Natalie, but I would like to add one thing. I would like to say, I would like to address to the gentlemen who are here right now with us. Please know that in Ukraine and in Russia and everywhere, there are different women. There are gold diggers who just want to suck all the money from men. And I've seen women like this in Ukraine. Well, let's not be getting a picture of pink picture of Ukrainian women. But I know that why I trust Natalie, because I've been to many meetings with the women, and I've noticed that women who are in Natalie's agency, they're quite women, all of them, they had this deepest respect for themselves. They had such dignity in themselves. And I haven't met one woman who was like a real gold digger. Maybe I hadn't a chance. Maybe there are some people, but I would like to say that Natalie is is interviewing every woman, and I think she has this quite developed sense of gold digger radar. Okay.
Well, thank you, Delia. Thank you for your comment. Delia has been on our live masterclasses and speaking clubs, and she has met other women through our community, because we are a community. in Marriage by Natalie. We connect people, we make them interact, and this is how I get to know my clients, men and women. So thank you, Dila, for making this comment. So let's pass. Let's go to Vlada. What about
Yeah.
you? Do you support prenuptial, or what do you think about the prenuptial agreement, basically?
Natalie, I have this chance to talk now. So I didn't mention one fantastic book which I read only recently. It's called it's very famous, but I didn't know why I didn't read it before. It's called the Five Languages of Love. And it's just fantastic. If you didn't read it, I recommend you, because it says that the success of the marriage depends on that you need to speak the same language. So this is my answer. If my future husband will consider that this marriage contract is important, I will consider too. We will discuss as a match, as a couple. At the moment, I don't think it's very important for me, because it was never in my culture. So it's new thing for me. So I don't know now. But I read very interesting article about marriage contract. It was even funny. I didn't think about this way. You can put everything in marriage contract. It's not only about money. It's about your future common values. You know, we can put like promises each other that we will do sports together, that we will be interested in watching movies together, that maybe we will be really good looking together for another 20 years. We will go for trips, you know, we will maybe adopt a child, I don't know. So that's what I love about it. If to develop this document this way, I would sign, I think.
Lovely, and thank you very much for mentioning it, because I have a list of questions that I called marriage contract, and I give this list of questions to my ladies and gentlemen who start loving relationship, let's say, who love each other, who like each other, who adore each other, and just to bring them back into reality, I'm giving them this big, like, volume of paper and say, here, you need to agree about all these matters, and these matters are exactly what you've mentioned, and I put it in groups, and I said, this is what if you agree on all these matters, fine, you know, you're going to be a serious couple. So gentlemen, if you would like to have that list of questions, especially the ones that are now talking about talking with us, I will give it as a gift. Please write to my WhatsApp number. I've mentioned it before. You can also see it in the comments to the video, and I will be happy to share it with you, because I believe that the more I give, the more I get. The more I will give out the information that we have and I have, the more people will come and will want to join that and change their lives for better, and change other people's life for better. So the more comes out, the more comes out, the more comes in. And stay with us, stay subscribed to Marriage by Natalie channel, because you're going to learn more about relationship, about succeeding in your relationship. And if you hit the bell button, you'll get announcements about my new streams, about our new videos, and you'll be stronger. It will definitely help you in your love story. Now let's ask Mila about the prenup. What do you think about it? I agree or disagree, but what do you think about prenup?
I fully agree with all girls, and marriage contract, it is always about responsibility and obligations. It's nothing about love, and it's only in paper. You put on, and it depends on situation. So we always have to see and decide. So now I have not decision yet.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Natalie, we are, by the way, finishing our stream soon. Yeah, the ones that have missed the live stream can always join us and watch it later. So now Natalie's opinion about prenuptial agreement.
Well, I'm talking the last one here, answering this question, and I really like the comments of Vlada. Absolutely. If you can put on this agreement all the non-material things, that would be great. It's it can be great fun as well. So I don't believe in this document as a guarantee to your marriage, or it will never save you from divorce, and it will not save you from pain that you feel when you go through divorce. And I'm the one who can speak about it because in my divorce, I'm the one who was trapped, and I'm the one who financially suffered from divorce, not my ex-husband, but me. And still, after all this, I'm on the same wavelength as Gila. I believe in trust between a man and a woman. And if you don't trust your future husband, why in the world would you want to marry him? That's, excuse me, my very Ukrainian philosophy. If you make this decision and if you go into this contract of marriage, there is no need to discuss the money, because eventually if you have to get divorced, you will split everything. And first of all, you will split your heart. So one more thing I would like to add to what Dila said. Being a woman, a wife abroad, a foreign wife abroad, I have to say that 95% of women, Russian, Ukrainian, Slavic women who get married to foreigners, they're looking for better life. And they really suck the blood of their husband. Yes, and it's really a shame. And I would like to highlight, as Gila said, that not all women are the same. There are different reasons for marriage. And I hope that the ladies who come to Natalie's agency, they're looking for something more than money, for real soulmate. So I guess for us, there is no need to talk about any marriage contracts at this stage. Well, basically that's it.
Thank you, Natalie. As you can see, gentlemen, Ukrainian women believe in trust more than in a written word, because, well, I would say in our culture, the enforcement of such things is not very strong. In the West, the law enforcement is way stronger. So people have to protect themselves with marriage contracts, and men suffer more from divorces financially, and entering new relationship, they believe in a paper more than they believe in a person's word, and it's their choice, and it's the reality where they participate. Our stream is not about judging anyone. Our stream is about sharing opinions, showing different types of people than those 95%, as Natalia mentioned, that or just want to create a better life. In our situations, in what I have been observing in my matchmaking boutique, is that women aren't in a hurry. Even if they want good, financially stable guy, they will not just go for anyone. They will want to somebody they connect to. And this is a huge difference than it was happening before the 200s. And someone says that I have such great streams and videos, and he finds myself learning more about real women of Ukraine. Thank you. Chuck Last joined us, and he says he's older and immature. What will help? Well, Chuck, you need to come to my personal consultation, and then I will tell you. It's not about the stream subject. I need to see you, and I need to talk to you. Please write to me. You can find my telephone number in the comments, and well, we will talk, and I will help you realize what's going on. Now, I would like to summarize our conversation, and one more comment is financial marriage contract is just a security from bad intentions. Well, that's in Western community, in Western society, when law enforcement is really strong. In Ukrainian reality, we have to rely on ourselves, on our common sense, on our gut feelings, on our intuition, as well as, well, more, not as well, stronger than on law enforcement, unfortunately, yet for now. So the summary of this conversation, we heard the wonderful ladies that have shared their stories. I will remind again, guys, if you want to know who are these ladies, please write to my WhatsApp +38067 2320803, and I will share the links to their profiles with you. And the summary is that the reasons for divorce of the women that have joined these conversations were infidelity. People grew out of loving each other, and it was like Mr. Gottman said, contempt, social incompatibility, and disagreement about having a child. Drinking problem, and financial problems, and this is pretty much like as it is in life. And the goal of my stream is actually supporting people who are going through a divorce now, who are recovering from a divorce, and asking themselves, does the life after divorce exist, and or what is it? I wanted to show you examples of women who have been through a divorce. It took them anything between 1 year to 5 years to recover from it, and really thank you, ladies, for confessing that to me, to us, to the community. And going through that is not a piece of cake, and recovering from a trouble, from whatever type of divorce, takes a lot of effort. Nobody mentioned that, but I would like to say that if you are handling it alone, it takes you longer. There are high-level professionals, professional psychologists, and therapists, and coaches that are helping you in this process. Do not underestimate their knowledge. And things that you can recover from under a guidance of a professional, it's just 4 times faster, and it's much better and easier than you're doing it on your own. And I have these kind of specialists, and if any of the guys need that kind of help, please let me know, and I will share with you my English speaking therapists that will help you recover and handle your divorce, and will help you build yourself back. And we are in the new age of the community, the society that moves very fast. We are in the age that today you think about something, tomorrow you see it on the shelves and people are selling it. We are in the age that people are living with serial or cyclical monogamy, meaning you have a single, you have like one-on-one life partner, but several of them in your lifespan, and it is normal. Exes become friends. And your ex-wife can pick up your child from a kindergarten, or your new wife can pick your children from previous marriages, and people are becoming like a bigger community. Families now are transforming themselves, and we can't neglect that. It's all about your inner growth, your ability to forgive, forget, move forward, learn from your own mistake, take the responsibility, understanding that if you are in this situation, there is a big piece of growth for you there too. But as you can hear, I love inspiring people, and I love showing the perspective, because that's all about growth. And thank you, everybody, for participating in our live chat. Stay subscribed with Marriage by Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
girls.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
You, gentlemen. We
Bye-bye.
love you, and we will talk more. Please write more of the subjects that you would like us to discuss with the ladies. I will invite other ladies that will participate and will tell their own opinions about everything you want to hear about. So I need more questions about new streams, and God help us in our search of love, future, and get great relationship. And remember, love is possible, family is possible, anything is possible in Matchmaking Boutique by Natalie Cole. Stay with us, and thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.